That's fine. We'll just redo it.
Welcome to the Ball In Podcast, where the ball is in our court. I am Pavan Inaganti, and I am here with... Yo, man. Oh, my God.
Sammy Hoyt.
Oh, my God. That was quick. Yeah, as you guys can tell, we are finally back. You know, we had a lame episode last time. I'm not even going to lie to you.
I'm coming home.
But yeah, we had to come back.
I've been home. He's been gone, and he is gone because he's passed away.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, Eric died, by the way. That's why he's not here.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, he's totally...
Actually, okay, sorry. No, he's right here. He's actually right here.
That's right.
He's right here with us.
That's right.
So.
But yeah, hope you guys are having a great Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be back, man.
Wednesday, my fourth favorite day of the week. No, fifth favorite day of the week definitely is Wednesday.
Fifth?
Yeah. Probably go Saturday, Sunday. From
Wait, you're telling me Friday's not better than Sunday?
During this Friday have Joe Burrow and the Bengals football.
I don't know, man. Friday's still the end of the week, though.
That's why it's third. And then Thursday's fourth because it's almost Friday. And then Wednesday's fifth. And then Monday's sixth and Tuesday is last because Tuesdays suck.
I agree with that.
All right, anyway.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Thank you, shout out Mondays. Or no, shout out Wednesdays, sorry.
Shout out to all the days, bro.
Except for Tuesday.
Except for Tuesday.
I hate Tuesdays.
Bro, you're trash, bro. You're putting up Tony Snell numbers, bro.
Wow.
It's bad. It's Tuesday, you're not it, man. It's not it. You know, hope you guys are having a great day, like I said.
Yeah.
You know, outside of all the day talk.
Yeah.
But what's today's quote of the day, man?
With all due respect.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I did it in the wrong order. Play the clip.
God.
Play the clip. It's right there.
I'm shocked you downplayed Savannah. He said she was all city. James again from downtown. And I'd hit out the park. No question. With all due respect.
Oh, yeah, they said she was all city.
They said she was all city.
They said she was all city.
Said she was all city.
With all due respect. With all due respect.
I'd hit out the park. With all due respect.
Yo, Mark is crazy.
We love you, Mark. Shout out, Mark.
Now, that whole crew is crazy, man. They're
hot
very
take,
good.
Hot take. You know what? I might have come around this season. I'm willing to say it right now. SVG over JVG.
Nah. I will
He's
not
funny.
tolerate that.
I mean, JVG's like better at like everything, but SVG's funnier in my opinion.
I think JVG, random tangents are so good.
That's fair.
JVG does get repetitive with the way he always talks or complains about a rule, though.
Part of the reason why he's so funny is because of Mark Jackson. I think it helps.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I started to realize SVG was good when they started doing the playoff games with when it was SVG, Reggie Miller, and Kevin Harlan. I
think you came around on him during March Madness too, though.
Yeah, he was really good
in college basketball. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, more so with that crew too. I love that crew.
Yeah, I love that crew as well.
That crew was great. But
I'd hit out of the park too.
Speaking about the finals crew, I did want to talk about the finals. Game 1 and 2 happened.
Game 1, Game 2.
And I gotta say, for all the people out there saying it's bad hoops, bro, and it's not exciting, get out of here with that. It's great.
Man.
It is. Boo. Just get out of here with that.
Boo.
But Sammy.
Yeah.
Since this dude is dead, I'll go straight to you.
Okay.
Just thoughts, honestly, on the great Game 1 and 2.
As for Game 1, I would say it was pretty solid hoops. I wouldn't say great hoops by any means. I think it kind of went pretty much how we'd expect it to go, or how we expected the first game to go in Denver in the elevation. But yeah, Game 2 was really interesting to me. The fact that the Heat kind of came back alive in the fourth quarter and came back and stole a game in Denver, which I would have never guessed they would have done in the first 2 games of this series. But yeah, I mean, Bam Adebayo he showed up offensively for once in the playoffs, which I was very
Game 1 and 2.
Game 1, for both, which I was very pleased at. But yeah, Gabe Vincent is playing for his fallen brother, Eric Kiekeben. He's been playing really well. Max Strus was balling Game 2
for his fallen brother.
BBL Lowry was playing pretty well.
BBL Lowry.
A lot of the role players for the Heat still showing up, which you love to see it.
Game 2, man. Game 2
especially.
Game
obviously.
2 was just the game was the role players showing up for the Heat.
For sure.
But Yeah, honestly, in terms of my thoughts, I got to get one thing off. The amount of people, like, I saw this talking about Spo. Spo got a question from Ramona Shelburne of ESPN in a post-game interview. She basically talked about how Jokic was kind of being just a scorer in Game 2 instead of being a passer.
Yeah, 4 assists for Jokic.
And Spo immediately just like lashed out on her. Like I think he called her like an untrained eye or something like that. I was like that sounds worse than casual, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like calling someone saying they have an untrained eye for the game is crazy. But
I respect it.
But it's a really good point.
It is.
Because people always talk about you got to take away one or the other. Let's just be completely honest. When Jokic is scoring, it's because his teammates aren't hitting shots. It's not because the defense is really going ahead and making him one or the other.
Yeah.
Like, he's always going to be the guy that's going to pass first and then get himself involved because he can score anytime he wants. But he's the kind of guy that's always going to get people involved. And, like, that just made me really mad because I was like, no, man, you don't make this guy one or the other. It's when people don't hit shots that he goes ahead and drops 40 on you. Like, that's really what it is. Now, in terms of him scoring a lot and people being like they lose when they score a lot, I did have to go back and look. Game 4, when Ant forced a Game 5.
In the first round, yeah.
Jokic had a monster game scoring the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't result in a win. Game 4, I think, in the Suns series as well. They lost that one where Landry Shamet hit a ton of threes at the end.
Shamet with the bucket.
Durant.
There goes Kyrie. Sorry, you can go. I gotta every time Landry Shamet's mentioned, I have to.
It has to happen.
It has to happen.
Shamet.
Great TikTok. Great video.
Oh my, yeah, it's great. But yeah, that game, Jokic was, scoring a lot, and it didn't really result in much. And then Game 2, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just Spo really made a really good point. Another point from another coach too. Steve Kerr had a pod with Draymond.
Of course. He did.
But no, he talked about how the Heat coaches were trying to shut off Jamal Murray, and that was also a huge point to why they didn't really succeed in Game 2. I honestly wanted to get your thoughts on this too. I feel like Jamal Murray's bad game was, well, not bad, but more so not what we've seen from him these playoffs was more important than whatever happened with the rest of the Nuggets too.
Well, yeah, what did Jamal Murray have? What, 6 games with 25 points?
Yeah,
in a row, which
crazy.
is the longest streak of his career. I don't know. I mean,
because now that I'm thinking about it too, every series that they've won, Jamal's played
he's
great.
played a really big part in it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Last series, he played great in all 4 games. The series before, him and Jokic were just dueling.
And
with
especially in
Booker
last
and KD.
series, a series where if he doesn't play great, that's not going 4 games for sure. It's not.
It's going farther than that.
For sure.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play as well as he did in that series, it definitely made a difference.
Yeah, I feel like Jamal playing great was what tipped them from winning
over the edge.
Maybe in 6 or 7.
Yep, I agree.
Then they won in 4. I mean, Jamal was just out of his mind that game, and just that whole series in general. But yeah, honestly, another thing was Denver came out way too flat. They got down early. I know they got back into the game, but it's different when the Heat get going and all their role players started getting going.
Well,
early.
I was gonna say because that was the case for Denver. They started a little flat, and the Heat started out. They couldn't miss in the beginning of the game. The first 5 minutes, with Strus hitting 2-3 threes in the first quarter or whatever. He was like you said, the role players showing up for the Heat.
Yeah.
So, I think it was a combination of the two for sure. I think the Nuggets got a little unlucky because I don't think you see him starting out like that in many games. And the one time they happen to do that, the Heat are kind of how we've seen the Heat in a lot of games in these playoffs. That's why they're here as an 8 seed. Should be a 7 seed.
It literally almost looked like they didn't really come in ready to go. I feel like they came out really flat. It looked like they were almost playing a regular season game, with the way they were just leaving people open. Some of the defensive lapses too. I know it was a 3-point loss, but KCP fouling twice on 3-point shooters was
especially when it's towards the end of the shot clock.
Exactly,
and it's very much not necessary desperation threes where you shouldn't be fouling. Stuff like that, I think the one that he had earlier in the game, I forget
who it was on. I know the one on Kyle Lowry late in the game.
There was one on Strus. It was on Strus.
It was on Strus.
It was
but
on the
that
one
was
where
with
Love,
like half
where
a
Love saw.
second. Yeah.
That was with less than that.
Oh yeah, Strus. They hugged.
He's not named Kevin Love for nothing.
Kevin Love.
I love Kevin Love.
Kevin Love. That's a man right there. That is a man.
We love you, Kevin Love.
But yeah, I don't know. Like some of the lapses, it just did not seem like Denver at all. But
I
this
agree.
series is getting very interesting. Going back to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to talk about one more thing with this game though. The timeout controversy. I wanted to talk about you with that. In a situation like that at the end of the game, would you call a timeout or go no timeout?
This is
Because they went no timeout.
They went no timeout. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in this, like, if you're down, like, let's say just down 3, like the situation they were in.
Yeah.
Down 3. How much time is left? Like less than the shot clock left.
Yeah.
Like shot clock's off.
I think it was like under 10 or something like that.
Yeah. Shot clock's off. Down 3. I think because this obviously is a question that a lot of people ask at first when the situation's happening. I know it happened. When did it come up in the maybe the Cavs in the Warriors finals of the Game 7? I believe at some point it was something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly when, but I mean that was a big thing then too. I personally like the idea of calling a timeout. I'm not an NBA coach though, and I know a lot of them have a lot of different philosophies. I can see both sides. But I think regrouping and giving your team time to regroup also, I understand that means you giving the other team time to regroup. And when you're just catching them off guard like that after like a big shot, after a team hits a big shot, like let's say this is the situation, like it's tied, they hit like a 3 to go up 3. When you're hitting a big shot like that, I don't know if like your head's totally on playing defense. It's more like, oh my God, we just took the lead. Or whatever.
That one came off a miss though, right?
That did, but I'm just saying in like
but
other
in
situations.
general,
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because the way I looked at it too is there's 2 ways to look at it. There's look at it in terms of what you would do if you were in that situation, and another way to look at it is what would you do now that we've seen what happened in Game 2 and be like, what should they have done?
It's all hindsight.
And when I'm looking at it in terms of if I was in that position, I would have gone no timeout. Because I'm always a big fan of when you have stars and you know who the ball is going to, it's going to be Murray or Jokic. When you're playing against a not set defense, like that's completely different. I feel like if Miami got set up, they could have mucked up the play, which they did end up doing.
They did.
Credit to them.
Also, a pretty solid defensive team as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
that
also plays into it for sure.
But also, the thing is, in terms of looking at it from hindsight, they did get to a 2-man game. It was literally a Murray and Jokic screen.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that's something that they're almost always going to get a score off of. And I feel like they got a really good look. For Jamal Murray, that's a really good look. He got a step back with separation.
Yeah.
He hit threes before that, too, to keep them in the game. So, I don't know. I feel like that's a good call, in my opinion, for Mike Malone, just going ahead and no timeout.
No, I like that, especially when you got stars like the Nuggets do. I think even if you do call timeout, he kind of know who the ball's going to anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess I can see that. It makes it a lot easier for them to like reset and kind of not be so like caught on their heels, if you will.
Yeah.
Than just like going off the inbound, just not calling timeout.
I feel like if they did call a timeout too, that's probably what they'd be going to anyway.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray, Jokic.
That's what I'm saying. You know who the ball's going
yeah.
to anyway, so you might as well just like go.
Like
Just do it now.
even just like player, whatever it may be.
Especially if you got the stars that the Nuggets have.
Yeah. Like you know who's closing the game.
Contavious Caldwell Pope.
What are you doing, man?
I love Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Poop or Pope?
I want to call him Contavious Caldwell Pope once, so like the people understand that I like him. But I just like saying Contavious Caldwell Pope so much that I can't say anything other than Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Oh my God. Looking ahead to Game 3, though, Tyler Hero might be back. And Sammy, I honestly wanted to get like your thoughts on that. Like, does that really change anything in terms of not maybe your prediction, but like how do you think that really like affects the Heat?
I mean, that one's tough because you've been rolling with Caleb Martin, who's had a very good playoffs for the Heat. You have to insert Tyler Hero somewhere, but I just don't see changing things up at this point, like considerably.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like I don't think I see them starting Tyler Hero.
Here's my thing though, like, in terms of the emergence of Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan has had a resurgence because of Hero being hurt.
Yeah.
So do you replace Duncan for a guy that's not played in 7 weeks?
That's
and
the other
just
thing.
walking into a finals game.
Because it's really hard to make the argument for Tyler Hero to play, but it's also like, why would you not play Tyler Hero?
Yeah.
But I think, because also Duncan Robinson to me is very hot and cold. Like, he is either, like, when he's on. But, like, I feel like he's got his moments where if he's not, if his shots aren't falling, it's not much that he provides to the team. I'm sure there's a way that Spo is going to be able to fit Tyler Hero in. Again, it's really hard to say that he deserves, legit minutes when, again, he hasn't played for 7 weeks and he's played in, 2 playoff games? 1 2 playoff games?
Yeah.
So it's real difficult to figure that one out. That's going to be a tough situation. I'm really interested to see what they do with Tyler Hero. But, yeah, that's going to – I mean, it's really tough, though, because he hasn't played in 7 weeks, but also it's like he's no scrub. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be playing minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean,
that one's tough.
he's
Jack Harlow made a song
arguably their,
with his name.
third best player, second best player.
Yeah, he's got a Jack Harlow song. He's not a bum. He's a great player.
I'm very interested to see what the Heat do with that, and
For sure.
especially with splitting at home. Curious to see how Denver gets that road win too, whether that be in Game 3 or Game 4.
That road win
not
for
at
the Heat
all.
is huge, though.
That is
Makes
huge.
it very interesting.
That is huge. But yeah, I'm surprised that Nuggets home streak was broken too. I just assumed they
Yeah.
were gonna win the first 2 games.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
if they lose, it'd probably be in like a Game 5 or
Mhm.
potentially a Game 7 or something
Yep.
like that. But yeah, very interesting.
Most definitely.
I did want to talk about some other news in the NBA. Coaching changes are happening right before our eyes. We're seeing a lot of people get fired and then hired. But yeah, I'll just start rattling off names, and Sammy, just talk about your thoughts. Frank Vogel to the Suns.
Do you want me to be really quick, or do you want to just go?
You can be quick, and then we can go into our thoughts.
All right.
I'll
give thumbs up.
Yay or nay? Yay.
Yay. I
Okay,
give that one a yay. I
okay,
give that one a
okay.
yay.
Monty Williams to Detroit.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Monty Williams, great coach.
Yeah. If there's like a middle ground, maybe.
And I'd say it's higher. It's closer to.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nick
it's-
Nurse to Philly.
I like
Okay.
big Nick Nurse guy.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, we'll just talk about those 3. Adrian Griffin, Sammy doesn't really know about,
No clue who that is.
but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we'll just cover those 3: Vogel, Williams, and Nurse. I'll just start with Vogel. What do you think? Vogel to the Suns.
Well, I feel like I mentioned this before. I didn't like them firing Monty to begin with. But I mean, among the guys that were available, they didn't pick the worst guy. I think Nick Vogel
That is true.
or Frank Vogel, not Nick Vogel.
Nick Vogel.
I mix up Nick Nurse and Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
No, Frank Vogel. I think we talked about it. He was very much a scapegoat with Russ and that Lakers team that
Yes.
kind of didn't perform up to expectation,
I guess,
if you will.
yeah.
This is something that I want Eric to talk about because he thought, I don't know what he would think about this one.
Yeah, I don't. Eric, we'll just cover your thoughts, but if you want to throw a clip in here or something,
if you
it's
wanna
up to
just-
you. But with Vogel, man, I'll just go straight into it.
There was a conversation in the group
bro, when Eric made me so mad when we were talking about this in the group chat, and also he's had this opinion for a long time, I guess, and I just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But it also made me really mad.
It's-
Still,
it's-
regardless,
I feel very strong
Vogel
about
and
this.
Russ were scapegoated so hard for that Lakers team. You
For sure.
put LeBron 30 games of AD. LeBron was also hurt that season
Was
too.
it even 30 games of AD?
I don't even know, man.
Well,
He
LeBron
put-
was hurt for the majority of that season.
Russ
as well,
played
I feel
all
like.
82 that
Yeah.
year, and then
Yep.
and then Vogel, and you get heaps and scraps, man. You're talking about Ariza, Dwight's in Taiwan, dude. Ariza's literally living paycheck to paycheck. We talked
Man.
about this, man. Ariza's living paycheck to paycheck.
He's
You got Dwight Howard.
Who's he getting paid by? What paycheck is he getting?
I don't know, man.
Sorry, Trevor.
Melo's
We love you.
retired. He was the bright spot of that team.
Melo?
That's crazy to
Yeah.
think about.
Second option.
What? Melo.
But no, it's Russ's fault and it's Frank Vogel's fault.
Yeah, Malik Monk was solid. You had but Avery Bradley. Avery, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Celtics legend
You
Avery Bradley.
gotta be kidding me, man. No, yeah, you throw that trash together. Palinka and Buss.
To be fair, if you gave him that team 10 years before, that's a great team.
Oh, that is a great team.
a very good
Oh, they had
team.
Rondo on that team too.
And Rondo, yeah.
Oh, dude,
It's a great team actually.
championship.
Genuinely.
Dynasty.
Genuinely dynasty. You got LeBron, Melo, you got Pelicans AD,
Dude, just LeBron and Melo alone. You're
Russ.
peak LeBron and Melo.
Oh my god, that's actually a really good team for 10 years before.
You got
I mean, Malik Monk was still probably in high school, but like that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If
Take him
high
out.
school Malik Monk, just throw him in there.
Yeah, dude, make him the 12th man or something.
AD's still in college?
He was kind of a baller in college though, so I'd take that.
Yeah, he was. I'm trying to think. That was like
Wildcat.
13. Yeah.
Who else is on that team?
He's in the league, I think. No, but
Anyway.
yeah, like I mean, even Celtics, Avery Bradley, like those are a lot of really good players. Like
very much so.
throw 'em in.
But
yeah,
in 2020, in the year 2021, not a good team.
not
bad
not
team.
good,
Bad
not
team.
good, not good.
Very bad team.
21-22, not a good team.
Yeah, no, very much so.
Do not like. But yeah, so like I said, those two were scapegoated for what was a
Sure.
bad roster, and instead of
Very
Pelinka and Buss being the people that were blamed for that roster, Frank Vogel and Russ were scapegoated by fans, analysts. Like people were calling him like the vampire that sucked out the Lakers' blood or something like that. Like bro, ESPN, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like take his name out your mouth, bro. If you're gonna call him a vampire, bro, like come on.
No one's gonna say it. No one in the media is gonna say anything bad about Jeannie Buss
That is true.
or anyone in the
Or anybody in the
or
Lakers
in
brass.
like Lakers executive office.
Yeah.
No one's gonna. That's just a fact.
It's just
So,
they're never gonna really say anything bad about the Lakers,
Most
especially with
definitely
LeBron
not.
being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. But no, yeah, you scapegoat those two. I've always thought Frank Vogel should have been in the league, and for him to be back after a year, especially with a great team like the Suns, I really like the hire, especially when you talk about Durant and Booker being the people that you go ahead and talk about. You're like those two can score, man. Paul, Booker, KD, those guys are going to score and get buckets whenever they want. But having that defensive-minded head coach, especially when you're matching up against stars in the West like Jokic and LeBron and AD, and, you know, I'm probably missing a lot of people. I'm just blanking right now, but a lot
Victor
of stars. I guess so. I guess
mean,
so.
if you're being next year.
But, I mean, you're just talking about the talent across the NBA in terms of just matching up against stars defensively. If there's anybody that can really drop a game plan, Frank Vogel's been one of those guys. And just having a veteran presence in that locker room, too, it's always great. Like I said, I agree with Sammy in terms of Monty Williams being the guy, and he shouldn't have been fired. But if there was anyone to move on, Frank Vogel was really a good hire.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that at all. That's probably my
problem.
favorite out of the three.
We'll move on to Monty, though. What do you think about him going to Detroit?
Well, much different situation than the Suns, I
Yes.
think. A very different end of the other side of the spectrum. I'm very curious to see what he will do with that team, with Cade and a very young squad, opposed to, you know, a very good, but granted a little older, obviously. But yeah, and with what they'll do with the fifth pick, I think it's fifth pick, correct? The Pistons.
Oh, yeah. No.
That'll be interesting what they do there as well. I think this is where we'll really get to see what Monty's kind of made out of. Because, I mean, obviously, he did well, you know, even since the bubble year.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, too, though.
Well, in the bubble.
Monty did make that Suns team
did.
good, but it's like I'm also thinking of the timing of everything because they were bad before.
Up until the bubble.
And
they went
then
8-0
they
in
had
the
that
bubble.
bubble run, which I got to give credit to him, bringing your team in there, even
Yeah.
though they didn't have a chance, making them believe and play really good basketball during the bubble. I got to give credit to him there. But, like, the Suns management also immediately getting Chris Paul right after that was very good because
Who Chris Paul came off of a very good bubble as well. He was very good in the bubble, too.
because he took that Thunder team to the playoffs.
Yep.
Which I got to give credit to Chris Paul, whichever team he's on, even though he's not a great playoff performer and always gets hurt in the playoffs and, you know, nobody ever says anything bad about him.
Except, you know, besides all the bad stuff.
You know,
he just,
besides
all the slander
besides
you just
all
gave
the
to him.
hate that I have for Chris Paul.
And Eric, too. He hates Chris Paul, too, right? Right, Eric? Right. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, he agrees. But yeah, Chris Paul is very good in terms of bringing teams to the playoffs and especially helping out with young squads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always helps. But yeah, I'm more so thinking like the timing of all that. Are the Pistons gonna go ahead and maybe help Monty? Because it's got to be both. Management has to help the coaches,
For sure.
and coaches got to help management in terms of developing players. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's got to go both ways. But yeah, that's really my case on it. Moving on though,
Pistons have a lot of potential, I feel like.
they have a really nice
They
core.
got a really good
Other
really
than
good
them
young
having
squad.
like a bajillion centers on the roster.
Well, yeah, other than that.
But
Not
they
to
actually
cut you
have
off,
like
but yeah.
a lot of players to build on.
Yeah. Cade, you got Jaden Ivey.
I mean, maybe Monty can do something with Wiseman, but I'm also looking
That's
at
true. I
Ayton.
forgot about Wiseman. Yeah,
Ayton didn't really do anything with
Yeah, that's
Monty
true.
either, though.
that's true.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
Like, would he be able to help Duren? I think Duren's going to be really good.
Jalen Duren, or
PG was quoted calling him a baby Dwight Howard. Like, even guys across the league are going ahead and saying, like, he's really him. But
interested to see that.
yeah, well, I'm curious to see what Monty does with that
Could
squad.
Can they move out of the 5th pick? Maybe trade for someone. Trade for
I feel
some
like
capital.
I feel like since they really haven't done anything though, like what would a
Sure.
trade really help
That's
with?
fair.
You know?
That's fair.
Yeah, they got some nice pieces though.
I think in a few years we could be talking about them as a playoff team. Realistically, the Pistons.
Yeah, I could even see them. I mean, when you have a good coach, especially with the play-in now,
Yeah.
you can always have a team competing pretty late. We saw how it was this year. Like I saw Adam Silver was talking about it yesterday, post game. Like 26 out of the 32 teams were still in playoff contention with like very little games to go.
In a season where we thought that it was going to be everyone is going to be either tanking or competing. There's no in between.
With Wemby, and it was super
Exactly.
competitive.
Which is weird. I would have never expected that.
Yeah,
Because we talked before the season. I thought that was going to be like.
Yeah. Especially mid-season.
Yes,
like
that-
if
yes.
you were bad, just start tanking. Which
Yeah.
we saw with some teams like Portland. Like Portland
Yeah,
was just
they just-
tanking. They just
yeah.
gave up. But like
Yeah, or not bench name, but just like.
yeah, because
Yeah.
Dame was having a great year.
He was.
And
He's an
they just
all-star.
went ahead and said no. Let's just tank. But I thought more teams would, and it just never happened.
The Pistons just happened to be one of those teams, and it didn't work for them.
It did not work out.
Yeah.
Fifth pick is not great.
I couldn't name you the 5th top prospect in the NBA draft.
Hey man, we'll get there.
With all due respect, of course, I'd hit it out of the park.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse though, what do you
Nick
think
Nurse.
of him going to Philly and replacing Doc Rivers, who
Upgrade.
everybody wanted out?
Upgrade for sure.
Upgrade.
I think okay. Hold on. Regular season, not an upgrade. Playoffs
Okay.
though, once it comes playoff time, definitely upgrade, 100%. I think with Nick Nurse, the Raptors, I can understand them just wanting to change because it obviously just wasn't. I think his time in the Raptors was just up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was kind of just his time, and it wasn't either it wasn't the Raptors' fault, it wasn't the team, it wasn't Nick Nurse's fault. It was just kind of time to go separate ways. One of the better coaching guys that were out there that weren't on a team, and especially going to a team that talented, with Embiid obviously and Harden
yeah.
for now, and even the guys like Maxey that they got that are really good. I'm very excited to see what Nick Nurse can do because I don't know other than maybe 2019 with the Raptors and Kawhi. I don't know if he's had a better team.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that Nick Nurse was really only labeled as a good coach because of Kawhi, but
I don't know about that.
I'm looking at what he's done without Kawhi.
Because
And
the Raptors were a playing team this year. And
Yeah, they were a
with all due
playing team
respect,
this
were not
year.
the most talented team.
they were a playing team this year, but you look at last year. I mean, they took
Yeah.
Philly 6 games,
They did.
and so I got to give credit to him, especially with
Definitely.
that team was very starting 5 oriented.
Yeah.
It was like
Not very deep.
not very deep at all.
Yep.
Your best player was Pascal. and-
Very underrated.
Yeah,
Pascal, though.
but, like,
yeah.
Do not get me wrong. When you're competing with a team like Philly and you take
Mhm.
them 6 games, like that's very
Definitely.
impressive.
Very.
So I know it was a down year this past year for the Raptors, but I don't really give all the blame to Nick Nurse, especially because a lot of players did regress. Fred VanVleet didn't play his greatest basketball this year.
Well, and especially with the roster the Raptors had, I don't think anyone really thought expected them to be a playing team.
I think people did expect them to be like maybe a lower end playoff team, just be the same.
Okay.
So maybe they regressed a little, but I don't know if you can really blame that on Nick
no,
Nurse. And
definitely
like,
not. Definitely not. The
It's
roster definitely got worse.
Yeah, in terms
But-
of just like the way they played,
For
they
sure.
got a
yeah.
little bit worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really blame that on Nick Nurse. But
Definitely
yeah,
not.
the thing with Philly too is like, no matter what the coach is, it's always going to be how the stars play.
They'll
so,
compete. They'll compete. It's
so-
okay. They got Embiid. They got Harden for
So-
now again.
So they'll be good in the regular
yeah.
season. That's not a worry at all. We'll see what they do come playoff time.
Yeah. They've got B-ball Paul
Oh yeah,
Reed, the GOAT.
bro, his bag.
His bag deeper than the Mariana's Trench.
Oh my god.
It's a good pull from me there. Pats on the back from me.
You got to give me a pat on the back too, because we had a new segment last time. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? And today's Would You Rather, guys, is Jamal Murray.
Jamal. What's his middle name?
I don't know, dude.
Middle name Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubble Murray.
Bubble Murray.
But yeah, Sammy, I'll start rattling off names,
Okay.
and I just want you to talk about who you would rather have, and then maybe like a quick thought or two.
All right, hit me.
First name, Luka Doncic.
Okay, Luka.
You gotta gauge this, man.
Luka Doncic is my my pick.
Okay. No thoughts on that one, obviously.
No,
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Okay. Devin Booker.
I'll go Devin Booker.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually, you know what? We'll just throw off another obvious one name too. Donovan Mitchell.
I go Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. So this is where it starts to get interesting. Trae Young.
I think here's how I would answer this, and it might not make any sense. Do I think Trae Young is a better player? Yes, I do. Do I think the Nuggets would be as good if you replace Trae Young with Jamal Murray? No, I do not. If that makes any sense. I think if you replace Jamal Murray with Trae Young on the Nuggets would not be as good as they are.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that would work because I feel like Trae is kind of overrated as a scorer.
I think he's relatively too, but I just think he's more ball in his hand oriented, if that makes sense, than Jamal Murray, so he wouldn't play as well on the Nuggets.
Yeah, I
with
guess that is true because that would take away the complete playmaking game of Trae too. Like how would you work that?
It goes through
between those
Jokic.
two? Yeah, because everything goes through Jokic. I'd honestly take. Maybe I'm going recency bias on that. I like Jamal Murray better than Trae Young, so I'll go Jamal Murray.
Okay.
Even though I am a guy that argues for regular season and playoff success, and Jamal Murray hasn't been great in the regular season, but we'll see.
That's the only reason I say Trae Young is a better player.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
But again, switch their teams, I think.
Another one that's interesting, Drew Holiday.
I go Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray. Like easily?
Maybe not easily, but it's not that close in my mind.
Interesting. Because that's another one of those arguments. Would you rather have the all-around guy or the guy that does one thing well?
Yeah.
And I feel like people love having the all-around guys, but what do you have a team for? Like, you do have a team so that you can have guys play to their strengths.
Multiple skill sets.
Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. Drew's interesting. Jamal's ceiling is obviously higher, and I feel like he can be more impactful in that way. But I don't know. Nuggets play good defense, too, even with
The problem with doing this with the way my thought process is, and Eric mentioned it last time, is I'm putting these players in Jamal
their
Murray's
situation.
But I think Jamal Murray is just in such a good situation, so it's very difficult for me to say, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's many players that you'd rather have in his spot than Jamal Murray right now.
I'm also thinking, too, it's like the way the Nuggets play, I feel like you kind of have to factor in if that guy would play well with Jokic in the two-man game, because that's all they run.
Yeah.
If you're a person in this situation, you got to be able to sacrifice and be like, okay, I'm not going to have the ball in my hands all the time, and I'm going to have to play off of another star. And that is something that a lot of players struggle to do. And that's not really an easy adjustment. So I don't know. Like, I'm trying to
underrated
think,
part of Jamal Murray's game. For sure.
Like, I feel like Booker would play well off of Jokic.
Yeah,
but
I'd say so.
but like we said, Trae Young might not play as well off of Jokic. I'll throw another two. CJ McCollum.
I'll go Jamal Murray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy too. CJ, especially at this stage of his career, is not too great. Last one.
Maybe I would think about Trailblazers CJ a little bit more.
I agree. Trailblazers CJ was really underrated, especially come playoff time.
Yeah,
that man was always good in
playing
the playoffs.
alongside Dame too. Like I think he could do well if he was in Jamal's spot.
Especially people forget too. Like, what was that a couple of years ago that the Blazers beat Denver in the playoffs?
Yeah.
They had that one game where it went to like bajillion overtimes. But
Yep.
But yeah, last one, Bradley Beal.
Oh, Jamal Murray.
Easily?
I mean, I think Bradley Beal is a bit of an overrated player, in my opinion. I think he's just a scorer, kind of, but he's not like. I think he's pretty overrated as a scorer, in my opinion, too. I don't hate him, But I think when it comes down to like needing to win games and needing to high like pressure playoff games, I'm taking Jamal Murray.
Now that you think of that, I have another name I'm thinking of. Zach LaVine.
I'd take Jamal Murray. I think I'd rather Jamal Murray there.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Dude, Zach and the Nuggets offense would look really good.
He would. You're right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Will he look better than Jamal does there, though?
I don't know. That's so hard to judge because Jamal is.
It is a
Jamal
lot of what ifs.
really is like, if there is anything better than a seamless fit or as good as a seamless fit, it's him.
That's what I'm saying. My thought process doesn't really work because it's like he's such a perfect
such
fit.
a good fit.
It doesn't. It's like it.
It's like there aren't many guys you can go ahead and put in that situation.
Like even like obviously like Doncic is better than Jamal Murray, but like I don't know if he'd be a better fit than Jamal Murray is.
I don't know if I really like that. Like having Luka and Jokic. Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously Luka's a better player. Just putting that out there.
Oh yeah. Speaking, did you see Kyrie's potentially recruiting LeBron to Dallas? What kind of trade package does he think the Mavs can offer? Unless they offer up Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban trades himself for LeBron James.
Mark Cuban for LeBron straight up. Rob, gotta go ahead and do it, man. You got Mark Cuban for LeBron? Bro, Mark, 50 a game, bro. Easy.
Mark Cuban walks into his own office. Just picture this. This is his chair. He walks in. He's like, "You want to see me, sir? Have a seat."
That's crazy.
And you get it. He's just he trades himself. That's what my point is.
Oh my god. Can you imagine Mark Cuban trying to market LeBron too, like with the business savant that he is? That actually would go crazy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
That's crazy. We'll go ahead and talk about another segment that we have.
Woo!
Yes and no.
Yes! No!
Sammy, honestly, we'll just start with your yes, honestly, because you were really excited.
I've got a yes today, and this is one I saw on Twitter yesterday. Yesterday. As we're recording this, it's June 5th. I saw this on June 4th. Team USA for the FIBA World Cup this summer. I think you know where this is going.
Yeah.
There have been 5 players that have committed to Team USA. Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Dog.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves. Dog.
What?
Bobby Portis. Dog.
Yo, big eyes.
And last, but certainly not least, my boy, Mikal Bridges! Woo! We got the GOAT. The GOAT is playing for Team USA this summer. My boy, your boy has won a gold. My boy's gonna win gold.
I love it.
I was so happy when I saw this. I mean, I know the FIBA World Cup means nothing, but it makes me so happy.
I'm actually excited to see the pool of players that are going.
I'm as well, especially because they got a team around Mikal Bridges. It's gonna be incredible.
Like that's actually like such a interesting group of players. Like you got like young players, you got like Halliburton and Edwards, and then you got like a couple of rising stars and
Bobby
like guys
Portis,
that have kind of
Austin
made a name
Reeves.
for themselves, like Reeves,
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, Bridges even. Like Bridges has surprised a lot of people, including
Not me.
But
He's genuinely not surprised me.
it is crazy though. Like, and I don't know, it's crazy to me.
I would like to apologize to Eric, even though he has passed away. That was very loud. But you had a no, didn't you? I believe, Pavan? You had a no.
Oh, about like those players?
No. You had a because this is yes and no. I had a yes, so that means you have to have a no, right?
I did have a little bit of a hint. I was like, okay, is he gonna go in this direction?
You did?
But yeah,
You had an idea.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
made me very happy.
But yeah, I guess if he does a yes, I do gotta do
No. Put my mic stand back on the table.
Monty Williams got hired to the Pistons, guys.
Got a little excited.
Frank Vogel got hired to the Suns.
Wad.
You guys. Nick Nurse got hired too.
Wad.
Mike Budenholzer, for some reason, is not hired.
Wad. Wad?
But JB Bickerstaff coaches the Cleveland Cavaliers and is a head coach in the National Basketball Organization.
Womp womp.
Why? Why? Like,
Tell him.
Cleveland. Why do you gotta do this?
Cleveland!
Fire that man.
This is not for you!
Just get another coach, please. Dude, Bud is just sitting there, man. Fire JB. Get him out of
Bud.
here.
I love Bud.
And get Bud.
You love Bud.
Hey, man, he won a championship.
He
man.
loves Bud.
Bring him in, man.
I know Ishan loves Bud. Oh, wait, no. But I have a question for you, actually, because I thought about
Yeah.
this.
We'll get serious.
JB Bickerstaff, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather have him or David Blatt?
Oh, no, JB.
Oh, okay.
JB. I won't go that far.
Okay.
I won't go. David Blatt was bad, man.
Man, late GM kicked him. I said, get out of here. You're not welcome here anymore.
Oh my god. Oh, you know what? You know what was crazy too? Like the Cavs have had a history with like bad coaches,
Yeah?
but like I feel like the timing of
Too
like
long
coaches too just sucks. Like I saw Robert Horry talking about this a couple days ago on a podcast. I think it was like Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes podcast. Talking about how bad like Matt Barnes was during the 07 finals when LeBron played the Spurs. Mike Brown was an assistant under Pop.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that they were able to call out like all of the Cavs plays that series.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that did result in a sweep, but they were able to call out every play because Mike Brown was out there using every single one of the Spurs plays against the Spurs.
Thank you, Mike Brown.
But yeah, like just
my Cincinnati Royals.
Cleveland.
Legend.
Why do you gotta hit us with like the worst coaches, man? Like even Ty Lue looked bad, bro, and now like he's left and he's like a great coach. It's just I can't do this.
Mike Brown, Cincinnati Royals legend.
Can't do this,
Coach.
man. Can't do this.
You're right though. It's unfortunate timing.
Got to get to our another segment. Oh, I guess we do have a lot of segments now.
This is my favorite segment, personally.
It's not a bad segment.
This segment is my favorite segment.
But yeah.
It is.
What the nickname?
What the nickname?
What the nickname?
Ooh, what it be? What it do? Who is that? Who are you?
You've heard of Green Arrow, right?
Like the superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course.
This is a weird
course.
one. Blue Arrow.
Blue Arrow. Okay.
What is that nickname?
Is this the known player or like the obscure like?
This is a known one.
This is a known player.
It's a known one.
Blue Arrow. Why would it be blue? Who is blue?
I don't know, man.
Why are you blue?
Don't ask me, man.
Blue Arrow. That's interesting. Can I ask what conference he is in?
He is in the West.
The West. Playoff team?
Yes.
Playoff team. Interesting. I'm going to guess Blue Arrow. I feel like
Yeah, Eric, you're going to have to put like
we still have another one after
1
this.
hour later.
Yeah.
1 eternity later.
How many guesses do I get?
Dude, I don't know, bro. Just I guess.
Michael Porter Jr.
Okay, right team, wrong player.
Whoa. It wouldn't be Jamal Murray.
It is.
It is Jamal Murray.
Blue Arrow.
Wow. That makes no sense.
But yeah. The other one, 1 a day.
One a day.
I don't know how 1 a day is a nickname.
One a day.
What that nickname? What is that nickname?
Oh, Tony Snell, 1 point a day. No? Dang.
Yo, there's two Tony Snell strays in one pod when he's not even in the league anymore is
Wow,
crazy.
That's crazy.
I'll just give you this. He did get out in the first round.
Okay.
Like no. Like they made it past the first round.
So they won in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay. Eastern
Not-
Conference?
West.
West. Okay, so still one of those 4 teams. 1 a day.
It's not Denver either.
It's not Denver either, so it's one of 3 teams now. Why would that be his name? Is there any like reasoning that you can
Dude,
see?
I have no clue.
So it's just a play. It's just a
Yeah,
random player.
1 a
basically.
day.
Okay, one a day. How about? I'm gonna go with Austin Reeves.
Nope.
No.
Wrong team, wrong player.
Dang. Okay. I mean, if it's the wrong team, that's the wrong player.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna go with
I just gotta rub it in, you know.
Pavan Looney.
Wrong team.
Wrong team again.
And obviously wrong player.
What? 1 a day. I'm gonna go with Campaign.
But we did campaign.
Oh, we did, didn't we? Crap.
But it's a right team though.
Right team though. I'm gonna go with Landry Shamet.
Shamet. 1 a day.
Was it?
It was Shammy.
Yeah!
It was Shammy.
First guess, baby. First try. Let's go.
Oh yeah, he didn't guess at
Let's
all before this.
go.
He didn't guess at all before this.
Cut it out, Eric. Cut it out, Eric. I got that first try,
Eric,
Cut it out.
I'm gonna send people to like kill you again.
Okay, well, that's a little aggressive, but I definitely
Eric,
got that first
I
try.
don't care, bro.
What?
He got it, bro.
I got it first try. First try. Just like last time.
We'll quietly head out of this episode too. With that being said, we gotta pass the ball out to you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, show us love, because we love you guys too.
Picture love.
Send some prayers for Eric so that
P's and
he's
P's.
back.
1 like equals 1 prayer.
And yeah, peace.
See you later.